Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The familiar hum of the treadmill and the rhythmic pounding of my feet had long faded as I stepped into the cool, quiet sanctuary of my home. I pushed the door open, the soft click echoing in the stillness, and dropped my gym bag onto the floor with a satisfying thud. Today's workout had been intense, my muscles felt pleasantly fatigued, but that comfort was short-lived. As I walked through the hallway, a glint of something caught my eye on the coat rack by the door. My heart sank when I saw a jacket hanging there. Its dark fabric and stylish cut were strikingly foreign to me. It wasn't mine, and it certainly didn't fit in with the disheveled collection of my own clothes. "Sarah!" I called out, my voice bouncing off the walls, but only silence answered back. I approached the jacket cautiously, my pulse quickening. It hung there like a taunt, daring me to investigate. I could feel my heart race as I reached out to touch the fabric. It felt expensive, too soft, too perfect. I unzipped one of the pockets, the zipper gliding smoothly under my fingers. Inside, I found a small business card. I flipped it over, my breath catching in my throat as I read the embossed lettering, "Lola's Luxuries, Private Entertainment." The description underneath left no room for misunderstanding. My gut twisted violently. I had hoped, perhaps naively, that I was jumping to conclusions, but the truth hit me like a freight train. Sarah was cheating on me. A whirlwind of emotions crashed over me: betrayal, anger, and a gut-wrenching pain that felt all too familiar. I could hardly believe it. The woman I had married, who I trusted, was lying to me. I dropped the card, letting it flutter to the floor like a fallen leaf, my thoughts racing. What did I do to deserve this? We had been together for years, shared dreams, and plans for the future. I could hear her laughter ringing in my ears, the memories flooding back, twisting into something grotesque. I had to confront her, but a more primal instinct took hold. Instead of storming upstairs, I felt a different urge build within me, a cold, calculated need for revenge. I envisioned her, caught in the thrill of illicit excitement, and the thought ignited a fire in my chest. I wanted her to feel the weight of her betrayal. "Sarah!" I yelled again, louder this time, my voice echoing through the empty rooms. I could already imagine her face when she returned, a mixture of surprise and feigned innocence. Moments later, I heard the front door open. I braced myself, determined to put my plan into action. She stepped inside, her expression brightening at the sight of me, but I was far from welcoming. "Hey, babe. How was the gym?" she asked, her voice dripping with that saccharine sweetness that I used to love. "Where did this jacket come from?" I shot back, my voice low and controlled, but laced with barely contained fury. Her smile faltered for a second, and I watched the gears turn in her mind. "Oh, I borrowed it from a friend. I meant to return it." "Really? A friend?" I stepped closer, my body tense. "Is that why it smells like cheap perfume?" Her eyes widened in panic, and for a fleeting moment, I felt a pang of guilt for the pain I was about to unleash. But then I remembered the business card lying on the floor, the betrayal fresh in my mind. "Do you think I'm stupid?" I snapped, cutting off her excuses before they could even form. "This jacket doesn't belong to any friend of yours. I found a business card in it, Lola's Luxuries, for private entertainment." Her expression twisted into a mix of shock and defiance, and I could see the walls of her carefully constructed lies begin to crumble. "I can explain," she pleaded, her voice trembling. But I didn't want to hear it. The image of her wrapped around another man, sharing intimate moments with someone else, blazed in my mind. I couldn't bear it. "No more explanations, Sarah. You've made your choice, and now I'm going to make mine." With that, I turned on my heel and stormed out of the house, leaving her stammering behind me. The plan started forming in my mind, each step calculated. I would ruin her life just as she had ruined mine. It was time for the tables to turn. As I walked away, I felt the heavy weight of the jacket in my hand, a symbol of her deceit. It would be the first piece in my plan to dismantle everything she held dear. I was done being the fool. Now, it was her turn to suffer the consequences of betrayal. The battle lines had been drawn, and there was no turning back. The air outside feels electric as I pace back and forth in front of my house. My mind races, piecing together the perfect revenge plan. I've never been one for confrontation, but Sarah's betrayal ignites a fire in me that I can't ignore. I need to make her understand the pain she has caused. After what feels like hours, I finally head back inside, steeling myself for what's to come. As I step through the door, I find Sarah sitting on the couch, her head in her hands, tears streaming down her cheeks. It's almost pathetic, but I feel no sympathy. She has played with my heart, and now it's time for her to face the music. Get up, I say, my voice steady but cold. She looks up, her eyes wide and red. Please, just let me explain. You don't understand. No, I cut her off. I do understand. You're a liar and a cheat, and I'm done listening to your excuses. Her face twists in confusion and desperation, but I can see the guilt lurking beneath the surface. I made a mistake. It was a one-time thing, I swear. You've been so busy with work lately. Spare me the sob story, I snap, stepping closer. You think I'm going to buy that? You've been lying to me, and now you expect me to just forget about it. She shakes her head, her tears flowing faster. I love you. I didn't mean for it to happen. Love? I echo, incredulous. What you did isn't love, it's betrayal. You think love is being wrapped up in someone else's arms while I'm out working my ass off. You've crossed a line, and now I'm going to make you feel it. Her face pales as I lean in, lowering my voice so only she can hear. I'm not going to let you walk away from this. I'm going to ruin your life just like you ruined mine. What do you mean? She asks, her voice trembling. I pull out the business card from my pocket and toss it onto the coffee table like a grenade. This is just the beginning. Do you think I won't tell your friends? Your family? They deserve to know who you really are. She gasps, her hand flying to her mouth. You wouldn't. Please, don't. I can change. I can fix this. I don't want you to change, Sarah. I want you to suffer, I say, relishing the power I feel as her expression shifts from desperation to fear. You made your choice, and now you're going to live with the consequences. She stands up, her voice rising. You're being unreasonable. We can work through this. You don't have to be like this. I step back, taking a deep breath to rein in my anger. You think I'm being unreasonable? You brought this upon yourself. You don't get to manipulate me anymore. I'm done playing the victim. As I speak, a plan begins to form in my mind. I remember the friend group we share, the one Sarah has always painted as close-knit and supportive. What if I could turn them against her? What if I could expose her to everyone, shattering her perfect little world? I have a friend, Mark, I say slowly, a wicked smile creeping onto my face. He's always had a thing for you. I think I might just mention your little business trip to him. You know how he loves gossip. No. You can't do that, she pleads, reaching out to grab my arm, but I shake her off. Oh, I can. And I will, I reply, my resolve hardening. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of person you really are. I'll send that business card to everyone you know, your parents, your coworkers. They deserve to see you for what you truly are. Sarah's face crumbles, and I relish the power I hold over her. Please, she whispers, her voice barely audible. Don't do this. I take a step back, my heart racing with adrenaline. You've lost the right to plead for mercy, Sarah. I'm going to make sure your life falls apart, just like you did to me. The silence stretches between us, thick with tension. She watches me, her expression a mix of fear and disbelief. Fine, she finally spits, her voice steadier now. If you want to play this game, then let's see how far you're willing to go. But remember, you're not the only one who can hurt someone. I laugh, the sound bitter and cold. Bring it on. I'm ready for whatever you throw at me. As I turn to leave, I can feel her eyes boring into my back. The thrill of revenge courses through me like an electric current, igniting something primal within. I have no intention of backing down. I step out of the house, the night air wrapping around me like a shroud, and I can't help but feel exhilarated. This is just the beginning of my retribution, and I'm ready to watch her world crumble. The intrigue of our twisted dance has only begun, and I have no plans to let it end anytime soon. The next few days blur into a whirlwind of planning and anticipation. Each morning, I wake up with a fire in my gut, knowing exactly what I want to do. My heart races as I think about the chaos I'm about to unleash on Sarah's life. Revenge isn't just a dish served cold, it's an art form, and I'm ready to paint a masterpiece of retribution. I sit at my kitchen table, my laptop open in front of me, scrolling through social media. I search for any trace of Sarah's friends, her colleagues, anyone who can help me dismantle her carefully crafted facade. My fingers hover over the keyboard, and I quickly draft a message to Mark, my old college buddy, who happens to be in her circle. Hey, Mark. Got something interesting to share. You still hang out with Sarah? Let's grab a drink later. As soon as I hit send, a wave of adrenaline courses through me. It feels good to be the one pulling the strings, the one holding the power. I can already imagine Mark's reaction when I spill the beans. I've known him long enough to know he loves a juicy story. A few hours later, my phone buzzes. It's Mark. Sure, man. What's up? I'm free tonight. I grin. Meet me at the Rusty Anchor at 7. Sounds good. I'll see you there. As I prepare to meet Mark, I can't shake the excitement bubbling inside me. The Rusty Anchor is one of those dive bars with a dark, gritty atmosphere, perfect for the kind of conversation I'm about to have. I dress carefully, opting for a crisp button-up and jeans that convey confidence. When I arrive, I spot Mark sitting at the bar, nursing a beer. He's always been the life of the party, loud, boisterous, with an infectious laugh. I slide onto the stool beside him and order a whiskey, the warmth settling in my chest. Hey, man. What's so important? He asks, leaning in closer, curiosity shining in his eyes. I take a deep breath, preparing myself for the moment. You remember Sarah, right? My wife? His brow furrows. Of course. What's going on with her? I glance around to make sure no one is eavesdropping. She's been cheating on me, Mark. I found a business card and a jacket that doesn't belong to me. She's been seeing some stripper. Mark's expression shifts from confusion to shock. Wait, what? Are you serious? Dead serious, I reply, the weight of my words sinking in. I'm done playing the victim. I'm going to ruin her life, and I need your help. Damn, that's heavy, he says, his voice low. How do you plan on doing that? I want to make sure everyone knows what she's been up to, I explain, my voice steady. You're close with her friends, right? I want you to spread the word. Tell them what kind of person she really is. Mark leans back, taking a swig of his beer. You sure about this? I mean, this could get messy. Messy is an understatement, I reply, my eyes narrowing. But she deserves it. I've spent years building a life with her, only to have her throw it away for some cheap thrill. I want her to feel every ounce of pain she's caused me. Okay, I'm in, Mark says, his expression turning serious. But you need to be careful. People might not react well to this. I nod, fully aware of the potential fallout. I know, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. I can't let her get away with this. Mark finishes his drink and motions for another round. All right, let's toast to your revenge then. Here's to making her regret everything. We clink glasses, and I feel a surge of confidence. The plan is set in motion, and I can't help but feel a thrill at the thought of watching Sarah's life unravel. The next day, I begin executing my plan. I post a vague message on social media, hinting at a friend in need without naming names. I can't help but smile at the thought of Sarah's friends reaching out, trying to figure out what's going on. The anticipation builds with each passing hour. As I walk through town, I notice Sarah's car parked at a coffee shop. My heart races, I can't resist the urge to confront her again. I step inside, scanning the room until I spot her at a corner table, chatting with a friend. The sight of her carefree laughter sends a jolt of anger through me. I approach, my pulse quickening as I prepare to ruin her moment. Sarah, I say, my voice steady but laced with ice. She looks up, her expression shifting from surprise to dread. What are you doing here? Just wanted to let you know that the news is going to spread like wildfire. Enjoy your little secret while it lasts, I say, enjoying the way her face pales. What do you mean? She stammers, but I can see the realization dawning in her eyes. Your friends will find out soon enough. And believe me, I'll make sure they hear the whole story, I say, reveling in her discomfort. I turn and walk away, leaving her frozen in shock. Each step feels liberating, a reminder that I'm taking control of my life again. The intrigue of this twisted game keeps me on edge, and I know that the real fun is just beginning. As the days pass, I can't help but watch from a distance as my plan unfolds. I wait for the storm to hit, knowing it will only be a matter of time before Sarah's perfect little world begins to crack. And when it does, I'll be there to watch the fallout, enjoying every moment of her suffering. The days have turned into a blur of excitement and tension, each moment charged with the anticipation of Sarah's impending downfall. My phone buzzes with notifications from friends who have heard the whispers, rumors of Sarah's infidelity spreading like wildfire. I can hardly contain my excitement as I watch her carefully constructed world begin to unravel. It's a Friday evening, and I decide to throw a gathering at my place. I send out invitations to a select group of friends, including Mark, knowing they'll be eager to witness the fallout firsthand. I arrange the furniture in my living room, setting up the drinks and snacks like it's just another casual get-together. But this isn't just a party, it's a stage for my grand finale. As the clock ticks closer to 7, I can feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins. I pour myself a drink, savoring the taste of whiskey as I envision Sarah's reaction when she walks in. She has no idea what's about to happen. When the doorbell finally rings, I take a deep breath and open the door. Sarah stands there, her expression a mix of surprise and trepidation. Hey, I didn't know you were having a party, she says, forcing a smile. Surprise. I say, my voice dripping with false enthusiasm. Come on in. As she steps inside, I can see the moment she realizes that things aren't quite right. My friends are gathered in small groups, chatting and laughing, but the atmosphere shifts as they notice her. Whispers ripple through the crowd, and I can see her face flush with embarrassment. Sarah. Mark calls out, his voice too cheerful. Glad you could make it. We were just talking about you. Her eyes dart around the room, a hint of panic creeping in. What do you mean? She asks, her voice wavering. Oh, just the little secrets you've been keeping, I interject, stepping closer, enjoying the way her expression shifts to horror. You know, the whole business trip thing. The room falls silent, all eyes on her. She opens her mouth to protest, but the words won't come. Instead, I watch as realization crashes over her face like a wave. "Wait, you told them?" she asks, her voice trembling. "I didn't have to. Your reputation preceded you," I say, a cruel smile spreading across my face. "Everyone's heard the rumors, Sarah. And I made sure they heard the truth." "Are you serious? You think this is funny?" she snaps, her anger flaring. "Funny? No, I think it's poetic," I reply, my tone icy. "You betrayed me, and now you'll face the consequences. Everyone deserves to know what kind of person you really are." Mark steps forward, crossing his arms. "Sarah, you need to explain yourself. This isn't just gossip anymore." Her eyes dart from me to the crowd, desperation etched across her features. "I can't believe you would do this to me, Evan," she yells, her voice rising. "I thought you were better than this." I step closer, my gaze unwavering. "You thought wrong. You've had your fun, now it's my turn." As the tension in the room escalates, Sarah's bravado begins to crumble. "You think this will ruin me? You have no idea who you're messing with," she snarls, her voice low and dangerous. "Oh, I know exactly who I'm messing with," I retort, leaning in closer. "A lying, cheating wife who thought she could have it all without consequences." The atmosphere crackles with tension as she takes a step back, her anger giving way to fear. "You think you can destroy me? I'll make sure everyone knows you're the one who went too far." "Go ahead, but you won't have anyone left to support you," I say, my voice steady. "You've burned all your bridges, and now you're stranded." Suddenly, she lashes out, shoving me hard in the chest. "You think this is over? I won't let you win." The room gasps, and I can feel the anger bubbling inside me. I grab her wrist, pulling her closer, our faces inches apart. "You already lost the moment you decided to betray me. You'll never win this." The crowd watches in silence, a mix of disbelief and anticipation etched on their faces. I can feel the weight of their judgment, but in this moment, I don't care. I want her to know the depth of her betrayal. "Get out," she screams, her voice breaking, but I hold her firm. "No. You need to hear this," I say, my voice low. "You've ruined my life, and now you'll face the consequences. You'll be alone. I'll make sure of it." In a moment of pure rage, she pulls free, shoving me back. "You're pathetic," she yells, her face twisted with anger. "You think you can just control everything. You're wrong." I feel a rush of adrenaline as I realize how far she's willing to go to protect her own ego. I step closer, determination hardening in my chest. "No, Sarah. You're the pathetic one. You thought you could have it all without paying the price. This is just the beginning of your reckoning." With that, I turn and walk away, the weight of the moment pressing down on me. The laughter and chatter of my friends fade into the background as I step outside for a breath of fresh air, leaving Sarah in the chaos I've created. As I lean against the cool exterior of my house, I feel a strange sense of liberation. The air is thick with tension, but it's also electric with the promise of freedom. I've taken back control, and now I can finally move on. But as I glance back inside, I see Sarah standing in the middle of the room, her face a mask of fury and disbelief. I realize that our lives are now forever altered, bound together by betrayal and hatred, but divided by a chasm too deep to cross. And in that moment, I know that this is truly the end. The deception has been laid bare, and the scars of our past will never heal. With one final glance, I turn my back on the life we once shared and walk away, knowing that our paths will never cross again. As I step into the night, the weight of the past lifts from my shoulders, and I embrace the unknown future ahead, free from the chains of betrayal.